Hey guys, Will and Basil here with Grayson Hobby, and today we have a new product. It's from Horizon Hobby. Is the Blade Inductrix FPV BL, and now BL stands for brushless. So this is something new from Horizon.
Right. So in this video, we're gonna basically do the whole gamut. We're gonna unbox it. We're gonna fly it. We're gonna do a radar gun test on it. We're gonna
radio setup.
Go over
the OSD.
Goggle setup. See how long it flies. Charge a battery. Take it apart. Disassemble it. Go into the flight controller. Go inside the OSD. Go inside the receiver, all that good stuff. Lots and lots of information. All right, if you're new to this channel, Grayson Hobby is a shop that sells airplanes and drones and cars right outside of Atlanta, Georgia. And this channel is dedicated to reviews of new products and tips and tricks by Will. Everything you see in our showroom is on our website and vice versa. Everything ships from Atlanta, Georgia, USA. So if you need anything, especially this Inductrix, hit the link below, even if it's a set of props. That way Will can go out to Panda Express.
So here's what we have. We have the Inductrix FPV BL, the brushless model. This is a bind and fly basic, so you're not going to get a battery or charger with it. So let's go ahead and open it up and see what you get. You get top, quad, let's see, hold on. A manual, and that's it. There's really not much to this unboxing. No battery, no charger. Alright, so the stuff that they recommend for it is a 500 milliamp single cell LiPo with a pH 2.0 connector. This is the factory battery. It does not come with the quad, but this is one that they recommend in their manual. And then like the most basic of chargers for it is their little USB charger. These can be had probably for about 20 bucks total. Keep in mind when you're factoring the price of the quad, to factor in another 20 bucks at least for battery and charger. And then for those of you with your own charger, we do sell parallel boards.
Which is almost the same price as this, so you're good to go.
Yeah, if you have your own charger, you can buy this little adapter here and you can parallel charge up to 6 batteries at a time.
So let's get into the meat and potatoes here now.
Alright, so on the quad itself, biggest thing is brushless motors. These are not brushed, these are brushless.
Okay, so brushless is better, right?
Yeah, in theory. I'm thinking when you go this small, a lot of people argue that one, but the brushless trend is kicking in, so Horizon jumped on the bandwagon. So basically what we got here is a flight controller that's not powered by Betaflight. So this is not a Betaflight quad. So this is probably, I get a lot of questions. Hey, I have zero idea how to set up Betaflight. I don't want to know how to set up Betaflight. I don't ever care to learn how to set up Betaflight. I just want to fly. Well, guess what, guys? If you have a Spectrum radio, there you go.
Real quick, radios. Only works with a Spectrum modular radio. We know there's some radios out there that transmit in Spectrum, but it will not work with a QX7, will not work with a FlySky radio that comes with the Wizard. Only works with a Spectrum.
You need a Spectrum module or a DSMX, DSM2 to fly it. However, if you want the VTX features and something like that, you really do need a true Spectrum radio because they've designed it around that for some of their features. Right. This does have an on-screen display that tells you like your battery voltage, pilot name, a timer, and the VTX channel. But the quad itself, it has a 25 milliwatt camera, VTX on it, so the camera there. The motors are 0706, so they're super tiny motors. I believe they're 15,000 kV.
How are those props? They've come off in your flying?
No, I have not had any come off. They've been holding very well. The material definitely seems a lot better than the Inductrix Plus was.
Right.
I haven't had any issues as far as that goes with this quad. I've flown it 4 or 5 times real quick. The one thing I will say is the frame itself is much sturdier. They changed the design a little bit. They beefed up part of it. The actual arms are definitely made much better, which kind of concerned me because I was worried if it was going to be weak like the old one that you're going to just tear up motors really easy. And brushless motors are nowhere near as cheap as a brushed motor. All
right, can you show us how to hook it up to a radio?
Yeah, I already have this set up here, but let me create a new model and we'll show you guys how to do it. All right, so the first step is to create a new model. So I'm going to go to create a new model on my radio. I create it. So the first thing it says to do is select an acro model. So a lot of people are messing up and going to quad just because it is a quad. No, we are actually going to set this up as a plane. Okay. So that should be the default when you create a new model, but let's go ahead and do that anyway. So I've selected the airplane mode. Now we need to go to channel assign. Then we need to go to the next, scroll down to where it goes next, or the channel input configuration. We're going to set channel 6, which is aux 1. So we're going to go channel 6, set that to the momentary switch, which is the bind button. So it's the top button up here. All I'm going to do is highlight it so it's flashing, push the button, and you'll see it change the eye. Okay. Then I'm going to click OK. Channel 5 will be a 3-position switch. So you can assign whatever 3 position you feel comfortable with. On this particular radio, I'm going to choose switch B. Okay. So I'm going to highlight it here, and I'm just going to toggle the switch, and now switch B is selected. So that gives me my 2 switches, one for the arming and one for the flight mode. And then now we have to back out of that. We have to completely back out of the menu here and go to servo setup, go to reverse, and then we're going to reverse channel 6, which is aux 1. So we have to reverse that. And then we hit the back button, and unless you want to name it, you're done.
That's it, huh? Okay.
Now the only thing left to do is to actually bind the quad. Make sure all the trims are centered because it's a new model, so we haven't touched any of that.
Okay.
So we're going to turn the radio on, throttle down.
Okay.
And then we're going to plug in the battery to the quad.
Okay.
Then we're going to turn the quad upside down.
Upside down. Okay, that's important. Why is that important?
Because then it'll start flashing to go into bind mode. So once we get into bind mode, then there's 2 different ways of binding, but I'm going to go system setup, and then I'm going to go to bind mode right there. And then I'm going to push the bind button. And you'll notice when I push it,
binding. Bind failed.
It's going to fail because I was too close.
Right.
Gotcha, Spectrum. All right. So
real world here. We're not going to edit that out. We're going to do the same thing. He's further away.
Bind failed.
And he failed. Strike 2.
Bind failed.
So we're going to do that again.
3. Yeah. Turn upside down. Goes to flashing. Looked like it bound to me.
All right, so it's flashing. I'm going to get a couple feet away.
Binding. DSMX 22 milliseconds.
There you go.
So it has to tell you that. It'll go slow binding.
Bind complete.
Then it'll finish binding. And put it right side up. All right, so now we got our radio set up. So let's explain what the switches are for.
Yes.
So in this particular case, I set up the bind button here as my arm disarm switch, which also doubles as the Meow Mode switch.
So arm disarm, motors on, motors off.
And Meow Mode is it'll flip it back over if it's upside down.
All right.
Now the other switch I assigned was a 3-position switch, which you can assign any 3-position switch you want. In this case, I did use switch B on this radio, so I got my 3-position here.
So that's your setup as arm mode, that's I, and that's your B mode, that's switch 3-position. So modes.
Correct.
Okay.
To arm it, I would
Make
double
sure it's
tap
on a flat surface. So does it always spin up when the motors are armed?
Yeah, the motors are always spinning when you arm on this one. So all you do is push the bind button.
So make sure
arm.
Before you arm, make sure it's ready to fly.
Yeah.
Don't be putting your tongue near it.
So, and then the 3-position switch will get it flying.
All right. So tell us about that Meow Mode here. What does that do?
So the Meow Mode is basically, well, let's show you.
Similar? It's similar to that the Betaflight one called
It'll spin up.
Turtle Mode.
Yeah.
All right.
So say the quad crashed, it's upside down.
All right.
I'm disarmed because I've crashed. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to push the double click.
Wow. That's pretty quick there.
Yeah.
Do that again?
All right. So if I'm upside down, push it once, it flips over.
Okay.
Thought it was a double push.
All right. So you're pushing the bind button on there, right?
Just like you would arm.
Okay.
So let's fly. Let's see. Let me put in acro. All right. I disarmed because I just crashed. Right. So now, in order to flip it back over, I'm going to arm it again. Take a second.
There you go.
Flips it over.
All right.
Now I can again arm it.
By pushing the bind button.
Yep. And I'm back to flying.
All right.
And then you can see the LED on the back of this. You got blue is horizon, or I'm sorry, safe mode, which is angle. The purple, I'm guessing that's purple, is horizon mode, and the red is AS3X or acro mode.
Okay, so each color represents a different mode, and each mode represents a different flying skill level. So if you're a beginner, what's the beginning level?
Start off with the safe mode or the leveling mode.
What color would that be?
Which is the blue.
The blue. So if you're new,
purple I didn't care for, but it can let you do flips and rolls.
Okay.
And then the red is just like a FPV freestyle quad where it has no leveling.
Gotcha. So if you're new, or if you're flying inside,
start with blue.
Start blue. Yeah. Okay, so those are going to ask, right now the quad is plugged in, as you can see with the light, and here is our goggle. We're going to use the screener here, and you notice I'm getting static. So most modern day goggles now, FPV goggles, are going to have a search button, which is going to be here. I'm going to hold it in and press, And then it's gonna search for the channel. Simple. What happened?
I just changed the channel.
Oh, he just changed the channel. All right, so hit the search button, and notice there it is.
All right, so it was really designed for the newer style radios with telemetry, the G2 of the black radios, because what you can actually do is one of the menus, you can go in and go to VTX Setup, and then you can change your channel, change your band, etc.
Oh wow, look at
and
that.
Then hit send.
That's almost like one of those
as I hit send,
fancy.
has the channel changed.
Yeah. So that will tell you the channel. You're on right there. Will it tell you the channel?
Yeah, you can force it.
5780. So that's really good. So now you want to put that on
the OSD.
5780. Wow. Okay. All right. So that's how you set the goggle up.
Yep. So for setting up the goggles, you can actually force the channel that you want, and then of course set your goggles to that same channel, matching channel, and go from there. So that's pretty cool in that respect. So it does make it a little user friendly as far as that goes, as long as you have the newer style.
I like a poor man's smart audio.
Yeah, pretty much.
All right, we're gonna fly it outside here, and for fun, I'm gonna get on the radar gun. Probably the first 2 passes, once you come by, and we'll get a radar gun with the batteries full. 36, 36, 49. I don't know about that. 30. So somewhere between 50 and 30. 43. All right. So how's it fly right there outside?
It's flying okay.
All right, flying okay. The wind, we got, I don't know, acro mode is in, what modes does it have on there, Will?
It has safe mode, which is your angle mode style leveling.
Okay.
It has horizon, which is leveling, but if you max the stick, it'll do like a flip and roll. But unlike a Betaflight quad, it kind of acts more like a toy, like when you push a button on a toy and it makes it auto flip. It's kind of how the horizon works here. Not a fan of it. Okay. I do not like the horizon mode at all on this thing.
So real quick, on the timer on the timer on your goggle there, OSD?
Currently it says I've been flying for 2 minutes.
That's when you plugged it in, right?
No, that's when I armed.
Okay, armed.
Low battery.
Low battery, all arm already. And you're about, what, 2.5 minutes?
2 minutes and 40 seconds.
I think every loud vehicle flying, driving by is... 250, so 3-minute flight.
The only thing we haven't done is crack this thing open, and honestly, I'm kind of curious what's underneath here, because I see 2 receiver antennas. So we're going to use a super small screwdriver, which I don't recommend taking this apart. There's really no need to ever take this apart, probably. As I lift this up, I have 1 plug here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go from the underside. I'm going to unplug it.
Okay.
So that's this plug over here. I'm going to unplug it. That is my camera OSD line.
All right.
So that's that.
That's just like the King Kong.
See from the bottom, I don't want the screws falling out, but you can see there's the VTX for anybody that's interested.
So you got a VTX built-in camera, is that what it is?
There's a VTX built into the camera.
Okay. That's 25 milliwatt, right?
25 milliwatt. And what we have here, which is I find is interesting, is this actually has a, looks like a 46-48 Spectrum receiver on it.
That looks they're big for a one-side model there.
It's just 2 pieces of double-sided tape holding the receiver in. Inductrix BL version 5, it looks like, is what we have here. There's the LED that you can also, if you read the manual through the stick commands, you can actually change the color of the LED, etc. But yeah, it's nice little, very well manufactured, the board.
So it's got 2 antennas, so that looks like it's a full range, right?
So yeah, it looks, I think it's a 46-48 receiver, I would assume. This receiver decased.
Okay, decased would mean
they took the plastic case off, desoldered the pin, and it's wired up.
Interesting.
Yeah, so we're gonna get this thing back together here.
All right, well, this is new OSD.
Yeah, and last but not least, keep in mind the quad that you'll see in the FPV footage that we are going to post. You'll see that does have information on the screen, the timer while it's armed. Let's see, we got VTX band and channel at the bottom left corner. We got the time that has been armed on the bottom right. Top right will be your battery voltage. The top center would be the pilot's name. I believe that's changeable to whatever you want. And the top left will be the flight mode status, whether it's armed, disarmed, and when it's armed, it'll be AS3X, horizon.
So this tells you your flight modes.
Yes.
Okay, flight modes and also armed system, just like it does in Betaflight.
Yeah. To get into your OSD menu, you're gonna cycle your flight while it's disarmed. You're gonna cycle the flight mode switch twice.
So back, forth, back, forth.
Yeah, and then it'll give you the ability to change your call sign.
And that's call sign. Is that going to be this up here?
Yeah, that would be the call sign, which would be the name where it says Spectrum.
Okay.
You can change the band, or the channel, the band, the region, which is either Europe or US, which I believe that's for the video channel strength. The OSD you can actually turn off completely if you do not want OSD.
Yeah.
You can reset to default settings on the OSD menu, or you can save and exit. So say we wanted to change the call sign here, so you would go up and down on the right hand stick. Okay. And then left and right to select.
You're just using these sticks to go up and down on the menu here.
So you go all that, and then you can go back and forth.
All right, so there you have it. There is the first look, and even second look, third look, fourth look of the Inductrix BL for brushless. Again, if you are flying quads, if you're doing beta flight, this is probably not the quad for you.
Yeah, if you're experienced and you've been flying a bunch with beta flight and you're used to it, I would probably skip this one.
Right. Even though it's brushless, there's other brushless models out there that are probably better with beta flight and all that good stuff.
Yeah, there's other ones on the market, and some coming very shortly on the market that's probably going to blow this away if you know how to set up beta flight. This is, in my opinion, purely niche for someone that either A, doesn't know how, and doesn't, or B, doesn't want to set up a beta flight quad.
Right.
And it's just something you want to take out of the box. I mean, it took a minute to set up the radio and get flying.
So if you're coming from a DJI or some kind of a GPS drone of some sort, and you
factor in buying a radio.
If you and if you want to get into some mini drone racing, a TinyWhoop they call them, this is probably a good step into that first.
Yeah, it's from what I've flown, it's very durable. The frame has been incredibly durable compared to any Inductrix of the past. I've broken every other Inductrix frame. This one I've smacked it around pretty good, and I haven't even shown a single sign of cracking or damage on it yet. So I'm pretty happy with that. So I think it's definitely a good one for a beginner.
Right. So there you have it. Flies over 40 miles an hour. Flies inside, outside, and all that good stuff. So, hey, we probably forgot something. I don't know what we forgot. But if we did, shoot us a comment below and let us know what you want to see next time. If we get enough questions and answers, we'll maybe do another video. So, thanks for watching.